Hello, good evening. You're welcome to another edition of Import Export Platform Facebook Live from 3 Best Trade Academy. My name is Dele Ayemibo, and we'll continue our conversation on Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state have everything you need to survive, but Nigerian state has not been able to survive. Nigerian state have no reason to be poor, but Nigerian state are very poor. They are swimming in debt. Like debt is a water to be used to swim. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state has everything it needs to survive, but alas, Nigerian state has not been able to survive. Why has Nigerian state been unable to survive? The handlers of the economy have not been able to do what they need to do. They've given excuses, giving us the reason why they are unable to do what we hire them to do. I'm moving on to Niger this evening. Niger State. Niger State is in the north central. Niger State is a very large state. Maybe probably one of the largest in Nigeria. Maybe the closest to this is Maiduguri. Do you know that this state have a landmass of almost 3,000 hectares of land? 3,000 hectares of land. Wow. Wow, wow. 3,000 hectares of land. This is unthinkable. This is unthinkable. With this kind of land mass, then someone tell me that his state is poor. The state is not poor. The state just have people who do not know what they want or do what they need to do. But I know for a fact that Nigerian states are billionaires in dollars. The Nigerian state has everything it needs to survive. But unfortunately, Nigerian state has not been unable to survive. So when I look at a state like Niger State, with an arable landmass of about 3,000 hectares, whereas some states are about 300. I don't understand. With about 3 million hectares, whereas some states about 300,000. How on earth could a state like Niger be poor? Poverty indeed is a thing of the mind. As big as this state is, do you know that this state made just about 67 billion last year, and its IGR is just about 15%. The IGR is just about 15%, and the state generates just about 10 billion out of the 67 billion. But this state is like times 10 of some state in this country. This state is like times 10 of some state in this country. A state like Ekiti, very small state. All the southeastern states, Abia, Ebonyi, all the southeastern states, very small state. I think the only state as big as Niger is Maiduguri. Niger has a massive land, massive. So how on earth can Niger be poor? How on earth can Niger have this kind of debt? Their debt is not so much, thankfully. Debt is just about about 100 billion. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state has everything need to survive. But alas, Nigerian state has not been able to survive. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state has everything need to survive. Nigerian state has not been able to survive. How do you expect a state with this massive landmass to be poor? That landmass alone for me is too important an asset for the state to be poor. Let's go to this state to see what the state have to offer. Clay, kaolin, limestone, granite, glass sand, ore, iron ore, feldspar, gold, graphite, cyanide, silica sand, quartz, asbestos, marble, talc, gemstone, agro raw materials, millet, rice, guinea corn, maize, shea nut, sugarcane, groundnut, cowpea, cassava, mango, sorghum, palm produce, cotton, beniseed, yam, hide and skin. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state has everything it needs to survive. But alas, Nigerian state has not been able to survive. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. What has hindered Nigerian state from fulfilling its potential? The handlers of the economy have not been able to live up to expectation. Niger State, with the humongous potential, has not been able to live up to expectation. Niger State, with the humongous potential, has not been able to live up to expectation. Why? Capacity issue. Capacity issue. Capacity issue. Capacity issue. Capacity issue. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state has everything need to survive. But alas, Nigerian state have not been able to survive. Why? Because Nigerian state are looking at side hustle as a means of generating revenue. Nigerian state is looking at side hustle as a means of generating revenue. How will a state have this kind of quantum of land How will a state has this quantum of land and you are telling me this state is poor? I don't believe that. This state has Benny seed, also called sesame seed. If this state commit just 1,000 hectares of land to cultivate sesame seed, the state is going to make 1,000 metric tons. Sorry, 1 million hectares of land. The state is going to generate 1 million metric tons. 1 million metric ton of sesame seed is going to give at the rate of $1,000 per metric ton is $1 billion. Can you see why I said Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars? Just committing 1/3 of the land is going to generate 1 million ton of sesame seed, which is equivalent to about $1 billion. When we remove the cost of farming, which should amount to about 50 billion rather, plus 60 billion, that's 110 billion. Remove that from the 360 billion naira, which is $1 billion. We have over 150 billion naira left. Sorry. About 250 billion naira left for this state. Can I check the budget of this state, please? The budget of Niger State for the year 2019 is 160 billion. You see what that means? 160 billion. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. I have no doubt in my mind. Nigerian state has everything to survive. I have no doubt in my mind. The only challenge is that Nigerian state have not been able to survive. Why? The handlers of the economy have not lived up to their expectation. How can a state have times 10 of what other states have? And that state is owing and cannot pay salary. Or say cannot pay 10,000 minimum wage. Why? Why? Is this not just sheer wickedness? No, is this not just sheer wickedness? Are we sure we are being humane at all as governors? Even if you don't have ideas, you can seek out ideas. And the reason why we put all this idea out there right now is for people not to have excuse again as to ideas. There is no excuse again. In terms of idea, there is no excuse again. Now there is idea. The only thing is, are you searching for the idea? If you are searching, you will find. Remember, you only find in life what you are looking for. You only found in life what you are looking for. If you are not looking for it, most likely you will not find it. If you are not looking for it, most likely you will not find it. Why? You only find what you are looking for. If the governors of the state are not actively looking for solution to the problem, they will not find the solution. The governor have a lot of options before them. Which of it are they exploring really? I think the challenge for many governors is that sometimes they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they want, sincerely. If they know what they want, they will get it. If they know what they want, they will get it. But they don't even know what they want at all. They want revenue, but going about it the wrong way. Please don't just concentrate on creating jobs. Create jobs, that's necessary, that's important, that's one of the promises. Don't just build roads. Have an audacious goal of making your state self-sufficient and independent of the federal government. I think that should be the goal of any governor in Nigeria. I think that the goal of any governor in Nigeria is to say, look, we want to be independent of Abuja. We want to put our destiny in our hands. We want to be independent of Abuja. And I'm waiting for that fourth state in Nigeria that will be independent of Abuja. I am waiting for that state in Nigeria that will be independent of Abuja, that will call the bluff of Buhari and say, please help us save the money for our unborn generation. Put it in sovereign wealth fund for my state. We have more than enough here. We don't need that money. That's small money. Because from sesame seed alone, Niger can generate 500 billion naira every year if they cultivate it twice a year using irrigation. 500 billion naira every year if they cultivate it twice a year using irrigation. Nigerian states are undoubtedly billionaires in dollars. Nigerian states are undoubtedly billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state have every goddamn thing it needs to survive. But alas, Nigerian state have not been able to survive. Alas, Nigerians have not been able to survive. And I'm talking about this every day to let people see that the opportunities are there for the state. All they need to do is to take advantage of those opportunities. Niger State produce rice. I'm checking other things that Niger State produce from which income can be generated. Niger State produce groundnut. Niger State produce sugarcane. Niger State produce sesame seed. Niger State produce cassava. Niger State produce cassava. Can we now check? Can we now check the market available to Niger State? Product number one, sesame seed. We have already spoken about this, that this is a $2.2 billion market, and all that the state needs to do is to consider sending it to China, Turkey, Japan, Vietnam, India, Greece, Germany, and Egypt. And Egypt, number 2, rice, $20 billion. And the state can take advantage of the opportunity to export this item to China, UAE, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh, Malaysia, South Korea, and take advantage of the $4.74 billion market on the African soil, using the opportunity of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. Another product of great importance is groundnut. $2.89 billion market. Groundnut. $2.89 billion market. Who are the buyers? Netherlands, United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, Indonesia, China, Vietnam, Mexico, and Canada. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state has everything it needs to survive. But alas, Nigerian state has not been able to survive. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state has everything to survive. But alas, Nigerian state has not been able to survive. Why? Because Nigerian state is depending on taxes, which is their legitimate right, but I call it lazy means of generating income. I call it lazy strategy in generating income. I call it lazy way of looking for money for your state. Why? The people are going to give you leftover, small percentage of their earning. Some will under-declare their profit. Some will undervalue what they are doing. Some will evade tax completely. Some will avoid tax stylishly. All this strategy by the taxpayer make it an unsustainable, makes it not so good idea of depending solely on taxes. Sugarcane. Indonesia, by the way, sugarcane is $15.5 billion. Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, China, Iraq, Japan, Iran, UAE, South Korea are all market for the sugarcane. And you know what? Right on the African soil, under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, right on the African soil, using the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, right on the African soil, Niger State can take advantage of a whopping 3.27 billion sugarcane import into Africa. How on earth should this volume of sugarcane be imported into Africa and we are not taking advantage of it? I've said it and I maintain my position. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state have everything to survive. But alas, the state has been unable to survive. Lastly, cassava. Another very lovely, great, and interesting market. Another very lovely, great, and interesting market. Another very lovely, great, and interesting market. Nigerian state are billionaires in dollars. Nigerian state has everything it needs to survive, but alas, Nigerian state has been unable to survive. If you check cassava market, you will find out that China is buying 63% of the $219 billion market. United Kingdom 5.2%, United States 5%, Netherlands 4.1%. These people purchase cassava massively, both fresh and dry. Thank you very much for listening again today. My name is Dela Imba. This is Import Export Platform Facebook Live from Tip Academy. See you tomorrow as I continue. And I'll be looking at another interesting state after Niger. Oh, I'm back to the south. I'll be discussing the old state, Ogun State, Ondo State, Osun State, Oyo State. All the old state, I'll be discussing it tomorrow and next tomorrow. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.